Day 2. The Truth, the Foundation of Inner Freedom. Based on The Truth from Reflections on Truth, Love and Relationship. The original lesson emphasizes that truth liberates, provides an unshakable foundation for life, and calls readers to align their thoughts, words, and actions with reality rather than deception. 1. The Principle. Truth is not merely something we speak, it is something we live. It exists independently of our wishes, opinions, fears, or preferences. We may ignore it, deny it, or attempt to disguise it, but we cannot alter it. Reality remains what it is. A person begins to experience genuine freedom when they willingly allow truth to govern their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Falsehood may offer temporary comfort, but it gradually weakens judgment, burdens the conscience, and distances a person from reality. Truth may sometimes be uncomfortable at first, yet it clears the path for lasting peace, wisdom, and strength. Just as a building stands securely only when founded upon solid rock, so a life becomes stable only when founded upon truth. 2. Why it matters. Every worthwhile achievement depends upon seeing things as they truly are. A craftsman must measure accurately. A physician must diagnose correctly. A farmer must understand the seasons. A navigator must know his true position before changing course. Likewise, personal growth begins with honest recognition of reality. Only when we acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses, our successes and failures, our noble motives and selfish tendencies, do we become capable of genuine improvement. Truth is not an enemy that humiliates us. It is a faithful guide that prevents us from wandering further from the path. 3. Common errors. Many people fear truth because they imagine it will diminish them. Some defend mistakes rather than learn from them. Others create pleasant illusions instead of facing difficult realities. Some tell themselves comforting stories to avoid responsibility. Still others speak differently in public than they live in private. These habits gradually imprison the mind. Every deception demands another deception to sustain it, while one honest acknowledgement begins the work of liberation. 4. The Higher Way. Welcome truth as a trusted companion rather than an unwelcome critic. Practice honesty first with yourself. When you discover an error, do not defend it. Correct it. When you receive wise correction, consider it carefully rather than reacting with pride. When your conscience quietly reveals something that needs changing, respond with gratitude instead of resistance. Truth never asks us to become perfect overnight. It asks only that we become sincere enough to keep walking toward what is right. 5. Practical daily application. Today, practice these disciplines. Examine one area of your life where you may be avoiding an uncomfortable truth. Speak honestly, but with kindness and respect. Admit one mistake without making excuses. Compare your daily actions with your deepest values. Where do they differ? End the day by asking, did I live closer to reality today than yesterday? Each truthful choice strengthens your freedom. 6. Reflection questions. What truth have I been reluctant to acknowledge? Do I seek comfort more than understanding? Where does pride prevent me from learning? Are my words consistent with my actions? What one truthful decision can I make today that will improve my future? 7. Daily affirmation. I choose truth over illusion, integrity over appearance, and reality over self-deception. As I welcome truth into my thoughts, words, and actions, I become wiser, freer, stronger, and more useful each day. 8. Closing encouragement. Do not fear the light that reveals your imperfections. The purpose of light is not to shame but to illuminate the path forward. Every sincere step toward truth, however small, is a step away from confusion and toward freedom. A person who faithfully chooses truth today builds a future that rests upon a foundation no storm can easily destroy. Story. The Crooked Wall. A young mason was eager to complete his first house. On the second day of construction, he noticed that one corner of the foundation was slightly uneven. He considered correcting it, but it would require removing several rows of bricks already laid. It is only a small error, he thought. No one will notice. He continued building. As the walls grew higher, the slight unevenness became more difficult to hide. Doors no longer fit their frames. Windows would not close properly. The roof refused to sit evenly upon the walls. Finally, an older builder visited the site. He looked quietly at the house and said, "Your problem is not in the roof. It is not in the windows. It began where you first refused to correct a small truth." The young mason spent several painful days removing part of the wall and rebuilding it from the foundation. When the house was finished, every door opened smoothly, every window fitted perfectly, and the roof rested securely. Years later, whenever apprentices worked beside him, he would point to the strong foundation beneath the house and say, "Small truths accepted early save great sorrows later." Life lesson. Many of life's greatest difficulties do not arise because truth is painful, but because truth is postponed. What we honestly recognize today can often be corrected with little effort. What we continually ignore grows into a burden that becomes harder to remove. Let truth become the firm ground beneath your life. Welcome it with humility, act upon it with courage, and allow it to shape your character. A person who steadily lives in harmony with truth discovers a freedom that neither praise nor criticism, success nor failure, can take away.